Hey folks, Professor Gray here, ready to talk to you about inferences from two samples, and in particular, hypothesis testing involving two samples. Just as a review, there are two major activities in inferential statistics. One of them is to estimate population parameters. Another is to test hypotheses about population parameters. And this particular topic concerns that second activity. We'll be testing hypotheses about two samples or two populations. Also recall the rare event rule. It's the theoretical basis for hypothesis testing. We make an assumption, and if the probability of an observed event under that assumption is rare or extremely small, then we can reject our assumption. Also note the difference in independent versus dependent samples. More on that as we go. In previous videos, we've discussed hypothesis tests that use a single sample to make decisions about a population. We'll now explore hypothesis tests that use two samples to make decisions. The procedure for this is mostly the same as when we were only testing with one sample. There are a few key differences. The hypotheses themselves are set up a little differently. The calculator commands are different, and we must determine if the samples are independent or dependent. In independent samples, the selection of sample data from one population is completely unrelated to the selection of sample data from the other population. For example, the weights of 40 females and the weights of 40 males. These are two independent samples. And the collection of data from one is unrelated to the collection of data from the other one. On the other hand, in dependent samples, each data value in one sample can be paired with a corresponding value in the other sample. Sometimes this is called matched pairs. The example on this slide shows the heart rates before and after exercising for 5 people. So person number 1's heart rate before exercising was 65, after it was 127, and so on. These heart rates can be paired up by each person that they come from. So these are dependent samples. They can be made into matched pairs.